couple of minutes. First, I want to remind you that I'm issuing you a challenge. Now, lately, the past couple of weeks, we have issued a challenge to be thankful and not complain for 7 days. Now, the new challenge comes up. Pray for people other than yourself for the next 7 days. Can you do it? I say you can. Pray for yourself not for the next 7 days, but pray for other people, family members, friends. Pray for them. Pray for your family members and your friends and people around you and people you even don't know. Because prayer is important. Prayer is very important. So next 7 days, go. See what you can do and see what God can do for you. That's our news and comment for now. Gary Russen, GJRB News.
Next news at the bottom of the hour. Get Russell's praise. You're covered and informed. Now, GJRB brings you the Gary Russen Program. Log on and tune in as I talk about the news, sports, entertainment, and much more. And now, the Gary Russen Program.
Hello everyone, hello everywhere across the United States, Canada, Russia, the Middle East, Florida, California, wherever you have internet, wherever you're connected, and where you have internet access, wherever you're connected, wherever you're following me on Spreaker, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, you got it right here. The Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online. How you doing, everyone? Welcome aboard another edition of the Gary Russen Program on GJRB. We got a great show lined up for you. It is Friday, and that means it's Freestyle Friday, which means it's time to open it up wide, because it's time for you to join me in conversation. Yeah. Anything can happen here on GJRB, the Gary Russen Program. Yeah. And welcome aboard. We got a great show lined up for you, a Friday edition of the Gary Russen Program on GJRB. And a quick short edition of news and comment, because we pretty much open it up that way on a Friday. Our Freestyle Friday show, it just becomes part of the variety. We just kind of open it up. We don't, no restrictions, and no holds barred. You know, it's like Rush Limbaugh when he does his Open Line Friday. It's the same idea, only I don't have phone lines, so I call it Open Chat Friday, Freestyle Friday edition of the Gary Russen Program. And you know, our commentary today, we're talking about Brittany. She's a young lady Brittany Maynard, who went to a state that allows assisted suicide because she is suffering from terminal brain cancer. And the question is, if you had that situation, would you do that? I think that as a Christian, I would be kind of convicted of this. God will say when to go. No doctor knows for sure. Not really. I think that it should be up to God, not up to the person. I really do. I don't think God wants you to do this. Really don't. It's a sad situation that she's going through, having to live a life that, live for her kids, do something on her bucket list. I'm sure she had something that she wanted to do all her life, that she wanted to do before she died. Why do that, assisted suicide, that's no way to go. It's not the answer. Okay, it's really not. because you're not thinking of your family. You're not. I know the situation and I understand it's hard. But here it is. If you commit suicide, and even assisted suicide, where do you think you're going to go when you die? Where do you think you're going to go? You think God's not going to actually be really angry with you? You know, you got to start getting right with Christ. I think that's what I would do if I knew my time was limited on earth. And quite frankly, our time is limited on earth. You really think of what's going on all over the world, all over with Russia and all that. You know, that could cause a lot of people to commit suicide. You know, you have this rumors of war. I talked about this on Tuesday. Russia plans on some nuclear games. You know, they shot off those nuclear rockets. Look at on Monday night, New Year's was seen in the eastern United States. And here we have, you know, a battle going on overseas, Mideast, ISIS. You know, let's look at it, folks. I mean, seriously now. I mean, do you really think that we as Americans should just go out and get assisted suicide because the world's coming to an end? No. We should otherwise look forward to going home with Christ than to do this. And this young lady should really think about it. Now, I don't know what her religious beliefs are. Really don't. But apparently she wants to do herself in. And she went to a state where she's allowed to do this. Because there's many states right now that doesn't allow assisted suicide. Many states that don't. And so she went to a state that doesn't allow assisted suicide. Listen to a state that did allow assisted suicide. Went to a state that did allow assisted suicide. And, you know, I mean, that's sad. That's sad if she wants to do away with herself like that. And, you know, I just don't think Christ is happy with her decision. Really don't. I don't think he is. Because, you know, when you plan on killing yourself, you don't have no right to take your own life. You have no right. There may be a body, but it doesn't give you a right to take your life. It doesn't. And, you know, this young lady doesn't have the right to really take her life like that, although she thinks she does. Okay? She thinks she does, but she doesn't. So, we're going to talk about this throughout the afternoon. I think you're going to be on my Gary Russen Program. I'm glad you could be with me today. And we're going to talk about this and a lot of other stuff going on this afternoon. And let's see, we're going to get things together here. And we're going to talk about a lot of things this afternoon here on the Gary Russen Program, so I hope you'll tune in. And stay with me throughout the day here on GJRB Online, the Gary Russen Program, and we're going to have some really good talk today here. And along with that, Fox information, news from all my news sources. And I've got plenty, gotta tell you, a lot of news sources. And it's really my Friday edition of the Gary Russen Program. It's always a great weekend. I've got sportspage later today. Talk about some of the college action for the weekend. I'm going to take a look later on and see what's going on and preview the college games. I know our Iowa Hawkeyes play tomorrow, and I think they're playing Minnesota. Which I don't know when they're playing that game, because Minnesota's going to get pounded by snow. So I wonder how that's going to look on television now. Yeah. gotta wonder about that. That would be wow. So we're gonna get into that a little bit, and a whole lot more good stuff. So I'm hoping you'll stay with me for GJRB Online, the Gary Russen Program, and happy you could be sticking with me today for the best in talk radio online. And I hope we have a lot of people listening today. I know that Michael J. Martin listens, and a few other ones do. So hope you stay with me today for some great talk. And we'll fill the hours with some really neat stuff today. The Gary Russen Program on GJRB Online. And stick around. Got a lot more stuff coming up as we continue this program. But right now, let's take a look at some of the stories we're covering for you the next half hour of the Gary Russen Program. Here on GJRB. Some of the other stories we're covering for you in the news today. Alright, coming up here. It's this one. Okay. Chain calling crosses Russia, we already talked about that. Interesting story here. Calling debris to fulfill a great commission from the channel there. Also coming up, we're going to talk about that story coming up. Let's see, let's go back to that one page I was on. Oh yeah, here it is. Come back just down the line. Interesting story I'm going to talk about later. About a new clock that may end time as we know it. And another beheading in Oklahoma that's not widely covered. And a strange and bizarre situation there. I want to ask you all out there. Did you hear this story apparently this morning about the death of Mary Tyler Moore? Is that real? Because I do not see that on any national news site. So if anyone knows, post me something, would you, on this? Up to the minute news, top of the bottom of the clock, GJRB Online News. On the hour, I'm Gary J. Russen at the GJR News Desk.
Attention musicians, if you're starting a band or just starting a solo act on your own, go to the place on the internet where you can get equipment at great prices. HelloMusic.com. They have guitars, amps, mixers, and microphones, some at great low prices. Log on today and look at the equipment and the prices. www.hellomusic.com. Like them on Facebook for chances to win guitars, mics, and other band equipment. Remember the name, Hello Music.
And we got more Gary Russen Program coming up next. Stay with me.
Attention, emerging bands and artists. Up and Coming is back, and on more often. I'm talking about the main show, featuring all juniors. Send me your band's recordings or let me know where you're at, whether you're on SoundCloud, SoundClick, or Reverb Nation. And I will play them on Up and Coming. Listen for details on how your band can get on Up and Coming. For Up and Coming podcast on GJRB's public site, or live. Watch for announcements closer to the approaching air date. Up and Coming, uploaded as a podcast or live. Saturday, November 29th on GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.